Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 55 and in today's episode we're going back to the E-City for some more one-make races. And we are actually heading over to Toyota this time to start making a dent on their one-make races. As you can see, there is 5 of them. There's the Celica meeting, Starlet meeting, MR2 Spider Trophy, Altezza Cup and the Yaris Trophy, and of course we are starting with the Celica meeting because it's the first one on the list. Now there are many different Celicas in this game, as you can probably see just by looking through all of these. There's actually a 88 Celica GT4 in there, which is actually kind of rare. Anyways, for the purposes of this, oh look, there's a Toyota 2000 GT there as well. Anyways, my choice of vehicle for this is going to be the Celica GT4 from 1995, my favourite generation of the Toyota Celica, although admittedly they haven't got one in that really nice sort of turquoisey green I like, but I'll have to deal with what I get, and this is what I get, so yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and carry out some modifications to this vehicle, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so there we go, that is the Toyota Celica fully modified. It's running about 470 horsepower, which is pretty decent. Anyways, let's head into our first race, which is for normal style vehicles, and as always, it's on a random track. We have headed to Tahiti Road for our first race in our Toyota Celica, and I am very jealous because there is a man in that very nice coloured Toyota Celica there, which I want. Also, there's a few different models of Celica here. I think there's pretty much every single model save for the 81 here at the moment, which is kind of interesting. Anyways, the Celica appears at the moment to drive kind of like the Nissan GTR did, which I'm not really surprised. Both of them are four-wheel drive Japanese sports cars. I mean, the Celica admittedly is more of a rally car than a road racer, so I would kind of expect this behaviour more from the Celica than I would from the GTR, but there you go. Anyways, it is apparently pretty quick. I'm not too sure how much power you can get out of the other Celicas. I assume this is by far and away the most powerful Celica. Like, I assume the front wheel drive one. The new Celicas would probably struggle to top 270, I'd imagine. The 91 GT4, I'd probably rate that about 330 top, maybe. And I apologise for my driving in the past few episodes, it's been awful. I'm going to try and rectify it in this episode. I'm going to be, oh god. I'm going to try to be better. It's apparently this vehicle either has colossal understeer, being a colossal clot. Probably the latter, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, let's take corners properly. Let's see how well that goes. For me, probably not too well. Oh god, there we go. Get it turned in. It is very weird still driving Tahiti Road in reverse. I'm much more used to the forward-facing course. I much prefer the normal course, but Tahiti Road, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I will never pass up the chance to drive this track because A, it's fantastic, and B, it was only ever in this particular game. It was a Gran Turismo 2 exclusive. Admittedly, the later games kind of had, they had the rally course, Tahiti, I believe Gran Turismo 3 may have had Tahiti Dirt Route, I can't speak, I apologise. Tahiti Dirt Route 3? And I believe it also had Tahiti, in fact I know it had Tahiti Maze, which is my least favourite rally track, probably in the entirety of Gran Turismo. Admittedly, you know, Champion X is probably more difficult, but I just don't like Tahiti Maze, so that's the reason I hate it more. Anyways, we won, and apparently our GT4 friend didn't do too bad either. Although it kind of surprises me that the 99 was the best out of the rest of the Civics. I really apologise, this is the episode of me just cocking up. Anyway, I'll see you in a second. Hopefully I'll stop speaking like an idiot. Okay, so there we go, that's the normal style race complete. Let's head over back to the tuning shop to carry out some racing modifications to this vehicle, and then we'll get it back on the road for the final race. Now, as you'd probably expect, you get the rally car You can change between blue and green. Don't get me wrong, the blue is pretty cool, but the green is the one you've got to go for, obviously. So yeah, let's carry those modifications out. There we go. And let's head back into the action with, once again, our race going to another random course. Our race heads to the Deep Forest Raceway. So, as you can see, many rally modified Celicas here. There's a couple of those standard 95s that look pretty cool, but they pale in comparison. There's a few of the 91s which admittedly they do look pretty cool when they are racing modified, and there's also an 88 Celica. The particular Celica that was absent in the last race has decided to show up. You know what there is an absence in this race of is the brand new Celicas, which is a little bit strange. You wouldn't usually expect that, but there you go. Apparently Deep Forest Raceway should suit this vehicle a little bit more than what was we was on Tahiti Road, of course we was. Tahiti Road, at least to me, like, don't get me wrong, I like it in any car, but it seems to suit more the 180 brake horsepower, decent handling hatches, stuff like the Fiat Cinquecento and the Citroen Saxo and so on. Pretty fun around there, but I do think sort of tracks like this, Deep Forest, definitely would suit my 470 horsepower Celica a lot more. Overall, this vehicle, it appears the racing mod, unless it was just me being an idiot on Tahiti Road, it appears the racing modification has actually sorted some of the car's GTR-ish handling out. It appears that this almost gave it more downforce. I believe the racing mod, sure. I think the racing mod adds downforce modifiers to the car, although I can't be 100% on that. I'm fairly certain it does. I'd sort of like, so you can modify your downforce on the vehicles, which you can't usually do stock. I will have to look into that at some point. So yeah, maybe it's just that, maybe it's added some downforce to the vehicle, and now it can finally grip. Don't get me wrong, it still kind of wants to go sideways occasionally, but it definitely feels like a much tauter handling vehicle than it used to. We are not ridiculously far ahead of the competition. I mean, we're doing okay, but we're not exactly like light years in front of them or anything. But it was still far enough to basically guarantee a win, unless I spin out at some point, which is more than likely at some point. Although I've got to admit, I've never, at least to my knowledge anyway, I haven't actually had to do any extra takes on these one-mate races. I'm getting through them first time every time, it would appear, which is pretty neato. Through there, let's downshift, a little bit on the grass, but nothing too major. And there we go. Wait for it, there we go. That's the Celica across the line. And apparently the yeah, there you go, that's the order of the rest of them. So yeah, those 91s do look pretty cool, but in fact, is there any difference between those? No, there's not. Anyways, there we go. That is it for the racing modified side Celica, and indeed the Celica itself. We get 7,000 credits, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so there we go, and that is it for the Celica meeting. In the next episode, we're going to be going to the Starlet meeting, which shouldn't be nearly as long as there's no racing modified race for those vehicles. Anyways, friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name's been the Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.